Today, I want to talk about the meta on YouTube for small creators and how to blow up a personal development channel or just like an authentic channel like these guys have done. YouTube is easier to grow on than ever if you do it right. And I just want to talk about what these guys did right and how they rose to power here. My name's Christian. I run a couple of YouTube channels. I've been doing this for 13 years, Wisdom Warriors and my other personal channel. So I have a ton of experience with YouTube, and I just noticed what works. So to start off with here is Newell of Knowledge. And this is a guy, I'm friends with him. We've talked many times. And about a year ago, I saw him go from about, a couple hundred views of video to averaging 20, 30, 40,000 views of video and having all these videos well over 100,000 views. And the thing that he got right, that all these YouTubers are going to get right, is he created a really consistent topic and a really consistent style of presenting on it. His rise to fame really started about here. And you notice that he had all of this different types of content in terms of personal development, how you struggle to stay disciplined. He started doing book reviews. He started talking about masculinity and like creating a lot of different styles of videos. So he experimented. And that's what I encourage everyone to try doing at first is experiment, see what works, right? But then he hit this video on how to talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere. And it was in a certain style where he's talking to the camera, he's dressed up, right? And he's talking about self-improvement, but also like how to, gain social skills. And he experimented for a while longer, but then he really settled into this style of talking to, working on a whiteboard and, talking about self-improvement and social skills. And this did really well for him. And he just stuck with the style. And that's the meta on YouTube right now, my friends. People aren't following creators. It doesn't really matter how many subscribers you have. It matters how many consistent listeners you have. So if you have something that you're really passionate about, like social skills and personal development, making videos in a really consistent style on a really consistent topic does wonders for you. Such as this, it's every single thumbnail, every single title, every single topic. It's a very similar vibe he's putting off. It's like creating bingeable episodes. It's the same thing if we go over to Zeno. Now, he just does videos, when you step into your power, the game is finished. Videos like walking through the woods, and these kinds of videos, I do this on my personal channel too, and it really does well. I started a personal channel, and within 1 month, I was getting thousands of views, just hiking and talking about my thoughts. I was talking a lot about relationships and spirituality at the time, and this is what he's doing. If no one has told you this lately, you got this, and it feels like an older brother, like conversing with an older brother when you're watching his channel. And you're going to notice that he's really consistent, almost posting every day and getting 2,000 views almost every video. And this is the type of content that converts because people just like to sit with you every single day. Another channel that's kind of like that is this channel. It's called Spiritual Renaissance. Same thing, right? So the thing is like, I'm sure he experimented for a while until he found a style that works for him, right? And once you find a style and a topic that works for you, it's about tripling down on it. Now, this is a huge problem as a creator myself, is like, damn, I have so many topics that I'm interested in. There's so many different parts of me to express. How do I just like limit myself to talking about making things really consistent? And on YouTube, there's this balancing act between where are you consistent and where do you have freedom of expression. One of the issues with being overly consistent, which we'll see with Grant here in a second, is that you can get pigeonholed into only talking about one thing in the same way every single time. And I can't stand that. I like having a large range of what I talk about. But honestly, it hurts me. Like my Wisdom Warrior YouTube channel, I talk about too many things generally. So like my viewership, yeah, it's in the thousands every single time. But I could build a much stronger channel if I only talked about one thing consistently. It's a very hard thing to find. Connor Woodman is an example of someone who did this really well and is blowing up. This guy, I shit you not, just a couple months ago was getting hundreds of views of video, like 126 views, 147 views of video. And then he had this video right up here somewhere. That almost got 1 million views, right? You've consumed enough. God wants you to start creating. If you notice on this channel how he blew it up and why it's rising so quickly, right, is the fact that look at the style. It's all very consistent. It's not really clickbaity. And every single one is like a 10-minute talk that is, articulate. It's talking about wisdom. It's talking about God. And it's a really like consistent message. It's about bringing you back into a relationship with God in your life, right? And the thing is why this works for him so well is that he's speaking to a really ideal avatar, like a very specific person, a person who has a relationship with God, who probably values the outdoors, who values like, maybe more traditional values, and is like looking for an older brother to just hang out with every day. This is why like Sam Sulek grew quickly too, is he found his niche, right? Like Connor Woodman found his niche. Almost every single video, especially when he was really peaking here, was talking about self-improvement and God, right? And the relationship with God. And that spoke to a very specific person. Another channel that kind of did this, if we look at Dry Creek Wrangler School, like his rise to fame was he had these like really consistent talks just out in the barn, smoking a cigar, talking about life. And he had a more general audience of like all young men who just wanted like a father figure in their lives. But I would say Connor Woodman does it even better in the sense of he speaks directly to people who are maybe Christian and wanting to live a better life, right? And it's kind of like, he's kind of like a pastor in that sense. So you see with all of these channels is like, they're not super high effort videos. Dry Creek Wrangler, Newell of Knowledge, the last guy we were just looking at too, Zenos Zaus, all of them pretty low effort videos, but really consistent message. So when you're on YouTube at the beginning, is start exploring, go into an experimentation mode with what videos feel really authentic to make. What could you do really consistently? Like what's a passion that's deeply abiding inside of you? And how can you make the style the most effortless possible? Like just like walking in the woods, right? Or Grant is always just right in front of a whiteboard. So finding, what really works, experimenting, and then tripling down once you find it. What you really want to do is speak to one person, like really speak to one person, maybe your past self 5 years ago, or someone who wants a relationship with God, or someone who wants to develop their social skills, right? Like really speak to one person. This is going to limit you, but it's also going to lead to massive success. One of the issues with niching down that hard though, is we can look at like Grant here, 13,000 subscribers, but like in the last couple of weeks, he's blowing up, right? Look at this. In the last 13 days, 6 days, 3 weeks, 1 month, 150,000 views, 73,000 views. All of these videos are outliers. What is he doing? He is talking about his journey to making $1 million, and he's angling it with Joe Dispenza. Every single one of these videos is talking about Joe Dispenza, right? Which is like a meditation manifestation guru. So what he's doing is something that I am really passionate about teaching in the Men's Academy and in my YouTube Mastermind is taking an idea, like taking business, right? How to build a business successfully and angling it, right? Angling the video to incorporate something else. So he's angling it towards the Joe Dispenza niche, how to manifest, reprogram your mind, rewire your brain, how I manifested $1.3 million, right? This is what I did on Wisdom Warriors in my most successful videos. If you see like my most popular video is why self-improvement is masturbation, Nietzsche's philosophy of downgoing. And this video talked about Fight Club, a very popular movie, and Nietzsche. So it took an idea about personal development and angled it towards Fight Club and Nietzsche. And that's what Grant is doing, is he's like taking a common concept, which is how to grow a business, but he's angling it towards a certain niche. The problem with this is the moment that he goes outside of this little niche of business plus Joe Dispenza, his views are going to plummet. So this is like really difficult thing on YouTube. We're kind of seeing that with Connor right now too, is like he started how to start a business with 0 skills and make it work, right? Only 3,000 views. Like, this video is going outside the niche of him talking about his relationship to God and the wisdom he's applying into his life. And his views take a hit. So it's one of the hardest things on YouTube. YouTube goes through waves of hey, I'm really passionate about this. And maybe that passion will stay for a month or a year. But eventually, Zeno can't always, or Grant can't always talk about Joe Dispenza and business. So you got to find something that's deeply abiding. I think Newell of Knowledge did it really well, of just mental health. He's talking about mental health, right? But it's a journey. How do you talk about something that is really passionate for you? That's a deeply abiding passion that's going to last. And how do you not get pigeonholed? Yeah. So it's a deep question. If you want to talk to me more about this, you can go to my link in my bio, apply for a quick call with me. I'll see you there. But I wanted to point out a few creators and what's working on YouTube. If you want to see more like this, comment below. Peace.